telling her to shut up because she's like, oh, you missed the button. I'm like, really? Could you draw more attention to it?
Yeah.
God. So we were getting a little bit deep with books, and we're actually going to continue that into video games. So over the last week, I noticed something that kind of made me sad, and it made me kind of retrospect and about things. And essentially, in my realm of there's some World of Warcraft, and essentially what was going on is we had Twitch streamers pretty much airing their dirty laundry out for everybody, and it was pretty ugly.
I don't like when they do that anyway.
That's essentially the whole point of this segment today.
I don't mind when people are, like, for example, like, I get anxious and I get nervous, and I've been kind of being a little bit more vocal about that on Twitter, but I don't leak out really personal stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I think that you can be real with people and let them know that you have insecurities, but at the same time, I don't think you should be blurting out a bunch of crap.
So some of the things that I was kind of going through this week, a lot of it, like, personally was going, like, with negativity.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, talking about not giving out your personal, letting people in too close or whatever it is. The thing that I'm noticing when it comes to being online is, especially nowadays with social media, we're kind of, we've been, like, pampered to think that our opinion is, like, really matters a lot. So we always have to, like, hey, I have an opinion. And you have this thing where you read the headline, you don't really read what's going on, and then you're saying, you're like, here's my opinion, I know everything about it. So you're giving your truth, but you're giving it in a way that it's the truth, instead of your truth. So what ended up happening was these two Twitch streamers, this one guy is known for being kind of negative, and his following is also kind of negative. And it ended up being something where he was reviewing someone, he's kind of not necessarily coming down, but being negative, making good points, but his viewing is huge. And his followers then went and started harassing the person that he was talking about. And then it turned into, like, this big thing where it's like, the guy was like, hey, you know, you have a big following, you have big influence, why, you know, how you talk to these people, it's influencing them to go and be assholes and really just be toxic in the community. And it's kind of hard to hear someone say that, because it's like, is that really your fault? Like, yes, if you have a big influence, do you need to watch what you say? He's known for talking the way he does, but you can't control all 100,000 people if they're going to go and be douchebags to people online. So that was kind of interesting.
I think like attracts like, and I think personally, now that I've been streaming and doing other things, you really have to watch, like, what you say, in the sense of making other people feel uncomfortable, or making crude remarks, or saying something and other people not liking it or understanding the way that you said it, because you only get 140 or 150 characters or whatever it may be. So with that being said, I don't think that anyone should be negative on there, because all people do is flock to negativity, and then they continuously pull that out there.
And here's my theory with negativity is I feel like with how our society is, when you're positive, I feel like a lot of people don't feel like that's like, what's it called? The authentic you. And people are drawn to negativity because they feel like if you're negative about something, because you can find literally everyone being negative. Oh, I hate this movie and this is why. They think that you're speaking the truth. Like, that's you being authentic because you're not supporting something. So it's just kind of odd that, like, I was listening to this podcast with Chris Hardwick, and they were talking about how people were giving him so much shit for Talking Dead, and that he was, like, in the pocket of the network, and he's like, I'm supposed to be here to, like, cheerlead the show and support the show, but people were thinking that I was a sellout because I'm being positive and not being negative. So it's like a lot of people are flocking to the negative because they think they're like, you must be speaking the truth, you're being authentically you because you're being so negative. And I just don't think that's good. Like, people can be positive and it can be authentic.
Yeah, biggest example is Joe Rogan's podcast. Joe Rogan had Kevin Hart on there, and Kevin Hart was literally talking about the same exact thing. He was saying, because Joe Rogan was like, oh my gosh, how do you do all the things that you do? Like, Kevin Hart wakes up 5 o'clock in the morning, he's at the gym, he's working out, he's doing his stuff. Then he has literally, like, nonstop all these businesses he's doing. He's also in so many movies.
Mhm.
So he's balancing that, and he has his family, all this other stuff, and he's doing tours. And he's like, I just love giving back. And he goes, all the time, I see that people are just super negative, and that is something that people just constantly crave because they're negative and like attracts like. And I think what is
I think they feel like it's what's authentic.
yeah,
Because otherwise, like, you're a sellout. You're, you know, if you're sitting there and I'm talking about Sony all the time and I'm just like only good positive things, people would assume I'm getting paid by Sony to say nothing but great things versus being nothing but negative.
I really like Sony.
Yeah, and it's like, and like with this whole thing, it's like with that particular thing that was going on this week, the fight between them is like people were saying, oh, this guy is a goody goody and he's supporting Blizzard, and there's been shows where he's saying, hey, I'm not really happy with what they're doing, and the other guy's negative with Blizzard all the time. And it ended up, like I said, these people just went and attacked him on his social media, on his Twitter. It was insane.
Well, and that's where I don't like, because
people were like, oh, I can't believe you follow that guy. We can't be friends. It was like that.
And it happens in other genre of games too.
It does.
So we had it in The Sims a little bit. So there was a bigger Sim player, and she was super negative about something, and another Sim player who is also a streamer reached out and was like, hey, that's probably not something that you should say, or this, that.
Yeah.
And she brought all of her followers onto her, and that streamer actually went MIA for a little bit and was like, and now is terrified, and she just does streams a little bit.
That's
like,
the thing, and you have these
that's
people.
not cool.
You have these people that get negative and they're wanting it, and then they go and they attack these other people, and like, oh, I hope you die, and like they're going to extremes, like they're saying these extreme things. So it's interesting. And the other thing that kind of triggered me this week is I was watching a YouTube playthrough of a game, and this girl wasn't meaning to be rude, and she's like watching this guy play, and she said, he's like, oh, this is the first time this guy's playing a game, and she's like, oh, fake gamer. And the guy corrected her quickly and he said, new gamer, not fake gamer. That's
actually really nice.
Let's be inclusive, not exclusive. This is that kind of community. And I was like, I'm glad he caught it quick. And she was like, oh, you're right. That's wrong. I was wrong. And I'm just sitting there thinking about that. It's like, how many of us might be doing that without thinking?
Yeah.
Where it's like, whatever, not just gaming community in general, it's like we should all be inclusive instead of pushing people out and like, oh, well, you're not, we've talked about this before, you're not geeky enough, you don't know about this enough, you don't know too much about comics, so you can't be a Marvel.
Watch Doctor Who.
Yeah, you can't be a Marvel fan because you don't read the comics. It's this pushback, and I'm sure people are probably going to get that at the Comic-Con. Where it's like, hey, I'm here to dress up with my family because I want to. Like, well, you're not really a nerd because you guys are filthy casuals. Plug.
So the thing that I think is interesting is that it's in everything. So it's in books, it's in all this stuff,
culture.
So with that, you know,
you're right, it is in books.
Not everyone is going to like the same stuff. We're all different. And that's why there's a bunch of people that love first-person shooters. I love first-person shooters. I'm just super competitive, and if I don't win, I rage quit.
Yeah.
And guess what? I know that. I turn out to be that 13-year-old that breaks controllers.
Fighting games.
Like, cannot do it. So I know what I can do.
You
know,
so
those are solo
campaign.
Yeah.
You don't
I either play solo campaign or I don't play it at all.
Yeah.
Because Halo. I get Madden solo campaign as well. And I love Halo. I played it nonstop from like dusk to dawn, and I seriously could not get a kill death ratio that I was happy with. So, and I still get triggered whenever you say Slayer. I'm like, Slayer in my head. I love Halo. I love first person shooters. I used to play Call of Duty all the time.
It hurts my soul when I find out that there's young gamers that haven't played. Like, what's that? I'm like,
yes. But that doesn't mean that they're
inclusive.
That doesn't mean that they're fake gamers if they haven't played.
I know.
It's just that
they're missing out.
They're missing out. But it's just the same as if I go, you've never seen Lost Boys? You've never seen Goonies?
Yeah. But you've never
seen Doctor Who? Like, I've seen a couple of Doctor Who. When people talk about it, I'm like, cool, that's awesome. Like, I like hearing about it. I don't have enough time to go watch Doctor Who. So guess what? Not gonna watch it right now. Maybe someday, but I'm not right now. I got other books and things that I'm interested in, which still makes me a nerd.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we're friends. We don't nerd out on this. We nerd out on a lot of the same things, but we don't nerd out on everything the same.
But then I can pick your brain, like Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah,
I like how you get excited about it.
Can you show me your character? God damn it! Like I've been waiting to for you to log in.
We'll try.
Sorry, triggered.
We'll try later. But see, I would be a first playthrough on that.
Have you? So let's have this conversation between. Have you ever felt not included? Like, have I ever made you feel like less than when it comes to like nerd stuff? Have I ever made you feel like, oh?
Maybe only when you and Shane were talking about all of that stuff on one episode, and I was just like
shaming, or were you like FOMO, like you were feeling like you missed out?
I missed out. So,
and I feel like that kind of sucks, but like I never feel that way with you. And like when you're talking about stuff that I don't understand, but like books, but it's like for me, it's like, oh, I'm excited. I really want to start reading that stuff too.
Yeah,
it's like I never feel like
that's why I was like, I want to play.
Gamer.
I want to play now. I want to get onto Final Fantasy because she keeps talking about it and how excited she gets. I'm like, oh, I want to make a character. I want to be a bunny. Like,
have you ever had people, like, if they were talking about me, not saying they do, but like if they're talking about me, have you ever wanted to like stand up and defend my honor and be like, no, she's enough of a gamer or she's enough of a nerd?
I don't think anyone ever said.
If someone did, would you defend my honor?
Oh, yes.
I figured it. I just
yes. I've never had that. I've never had that come up.
Have you ever had that with a friend where like someone might be talking negative or like that, and you're like, hey, you know, I always find myself defending the other half when people are complaining about something. I'm like, hey, well, you don't really know what's going on in that corner, or maybe they had a good reason for saying that. And I realize a lot of people don't take the time to filter. And kind of bringing it back to the two
like filter in their head.
Yeah, so like taking it back to the two people that were airing their dirty laundry. The guy that got swamped and attacked by the people who he's blaming the guy who's Twitch streaming, saying you should control them. I don't think he took the time to like filter and be like, is this going to be worth it to say what I need to say and like lash out?
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people just react. Like you have something that's said and you just react quickly instead of taking the time going, well, is it really worth saying what I want to say? Taking the time going, well, what points did they have? I kind of understand that. And I feel like a lot of societies like that where it's instant reacting. Like when you have something negative and then you're like, well, you suck.
Oh,
instead
God.
of like, yeah.
That reminds me of all the Facebook posts. So at one point, I delved into somebody who was wanting to talk crap about milk or say that milk was good. And
really, of all the things, that's what we're going with?
Well, hold on. So I literally spent my whole day just responding to this dude and showing him all of my credentials. Like, look, I did this.
And they don't give a shit.
No, he didn't.
A friend of mine would get into really heated Twitter arguments to the point that he
not
does
Twitter,
not...
politics, though. Okay.
Politics? Yes, it's politics, but he did it on Twitter, and to the point where he makes sure that he doesn't get on very long.
Yeah.
Because he gets pulled in very quickly to those heated debates of just reaction. Knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, but at least he knows.
Yeah.
And then he stopped.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't stop.
And that's it for the show. And done.
So what do you guys think when you have somebody, or even if you felt like you're less of a nerd or a geek because of the things that other people are into? How do you feel? What do you do in those situations?
Do you think you might have accidentally put someone in that situation as well? Because sometimes we don't think about it.
Yeah. We're all here for...
We're all new gamers or new readers or new fanfictors.
Oh, I love fan.
We're going to do a whole episode
to show you fanfic. So,
the .net.
Yes.
That's where I go, girl.
Ah! Well, I'll have to pick your brain and see which ones you like. Okay, so on that note, we are going to be ending the show. But again, if you stayed through this whole thing or if you're just watching this segment, cool. Go ahead and hit that subscribe.
Make sure you hit that like as well.
Yes. And share it if you can, because that would be awesome.
Yeah.
We like new people, new gamers.
Yeah. And you guys can follow us on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on iTunes for if you want to listen to us and not see us.
Anchor as well. I believe that's on our Instagram that you can click Go to our Anchor.
We're also on Facebook.
We are on Facebook. Currently, I'm trying to get it under Geek Responsibly, but Facebook wants to keep giving me shit and saying, I haven't seen you post that you are changing your name. I'm like, dude, change it. So we're getting into that.
So we're not currently on Facebook.
We are. Okay. It's on under Geeks and Garters. I can't get it off of that.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get it name change.
Oh, makes sense.
Go figure. But yes, we are on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, Anchor. So all of those.
Literally
choices.
all the things.
But yes, if you have any questions, please direct message us.
Leave them in the comments.
Comments below. That would be great. But again, like, subscribe. And I'm going to be putting in the comments below our new merch. So you can get a weekly ketchup sticker. Yeah, and rock it on your awesome water bottle.
Because they should all be that big.
They should. Ginormous. That's the way we go.
All right, guys. So just so you can remember, I'm Bridget. This is
Jenna. And always remember to geek responsibly.